Thanks to everyone who have subscribed. If you have not, please do. And thanks for coming out here. I really appreciate you. State governors are very angry with Buhari and are summoning a meeting to discuss his executive order. Hello, my people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. We are here to keep you up to date with all that is going on in Nigeria and around the world. Want to say a very big thank you to all of you out there supporting us, liking us, giving us the thumbs up. For those of you who have not subscribed, please do. If you have, thank you very much. We go on to the news and get all the details. State governors are very angry with Buhari and are summoning a meeting to discuss Buhari's executive order. The president's executive order, which will grant state legislations and judiciary financial independence, has left state governors seeking with ravage. They want to discuss this matter with President Muhammadu Buhari. A handful of governors are furious with President Muhammadu Buhari for granting financial autonomy to the legislative and judiciary arm of the government in the 36 states of the Federation, and they are spoiling for showdown discussion. On Wednesday, May the 27th, 2020, at exactly 2 p.m., the governors will meet via teleconference to discuss a common position and wait over opinion. Based on the power vested in me under Section 5 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, I hereby today sign into law Executive Order Number 10 of 2020 for the implementation of financial autonomy of state legislative and state judiciary, the president had said. The executive order means that the legislative and judiciary arm of government across the 36 states of the Federation will no longer be tied to the apron string of the powerful governors and will receive their financial allocation straight from the center. The move will also ensure separation of powers in most states and accord the other arms of government some measures of authority, respectively, and responsibilities and independence. The Nation newspaper reports that the governors were shocked by the president's declaration and that the president is spoiling and calling for a fight with them. They also described the presidential executive order as unconstitutional and as this would lead to a descent of dictatorship. The order cannot stand. We will go to court to challenge it. The newspaper quoted that PDP governors have stated. Our party is not in support to autonomy of the legislative and judiciary system, but we must stand by the Constitution and look at it properly. That is not in the Constitution. But we have a growing pattern in sliding into dictatorship with executive order. We won't allow the submission of the 1999 Constitution to guide us. Another governor was quoted by the newspaper as stating, "The order was least expected. It is an abuse and a violation of the ongoing talks between the presidency and the governors. We have been working out the types of autonomy models to adopt, and the late Chief of Staff, Malam Abakari, represented the president at our sections as we've been having meetings. We are also collaborating with the conferences of speakers on how to go about the autonomy. I think the presidency should have waited for us to have a consultation before going ahead and declaring this autonomy." In a statement issued on Tuesday, Bello Barikodo, who is head of media and publicity affairs of the Nigerian Governors Forum, said the governors will meet via teleconference to discuss the presidential action against other matters. Among the issues to be reviewed are the number of critical national questions that revolve around the financial autonomy for the states, Judiciary and Legislative Code named the Executive Order 10, 2020, the statement reads. The governors will also touch issues around the Nigerian liquefied natural gas (NLNG) ownership, the controversial National Center for Disease Control (NCDC) bill. Also to discuss is the resuscitation of states loan and the Federal Account Allocation Committee FAAC deduction, which have been a recurring claims to the governor's table. As usual, the governors will be given an update on the COVID-19 pandemic in their states, as well as review a letter from the National Coordinator of the Presidential Task Force of COVID-19 as it relates to the pandemic draft regulations. The president's last EC could also mean that state judges will no longer be under duress to hand favor ruling to sitting governors or their ministers, no matter the conditions or the state. It means that the judiciary, the judges, are free to carry on and discuss and to give verdicts without fear or favor. Based on this order, where any state of the federation fails to realize allocation meant for the state legislative and judiciary system, the account general of the federation shall with authority reduce of the money from the source, and the president has said it will go from the accountant general office straight to the judiciary system. They don't have to collect it from the state governors. Some state governors have failed to comply with the anonymity in Section 121 of the 1999 Constitution, which allows for financial independence of the legislative and judiciary arm. As known in the fourth alternative action, the amendment was inserted in 2017. The allocation allows for the funding of state houses of assembly directly from the consultation revenue fund rather than coming from the state governors. It is a substitutional for subsequent subsection 3 of the section 121 of the Principal Act, which reads as follows. Any amount standing to the credit of the judiciary in the consultation revenue fund of the state shall be paid directly to the heads of the courts concerned. The new subsection 3 reads thus: any amount standing in the credit of the House of Assembly of the state and judiciary shall be paid directly to the heads of the court and the legislative concern. My people, this thing don't vex governors, not be small thing, no. So previously, the judiciary system, the legislative arms were at the mercy of the governors, and this has not helped the judges to rule without fear that where will their next salary be coming from. So governors have used this before now to hold the judiciary system of states into ransom. Now comply now whether you will receive your money. Things like that has been going on. But recently, Buhari just announced that their money will be taken from, for instance, let's say Jigawa State, yes? So Jigawa State judiciary system and legislative arm money, normally everything goes straight into the governor's account, and from there they are disbursed to every other ministry. So what the governors have been doing, they give the money when they want to. They are not telling me they hold the money at ransom, and if you not comply, you not do well, you not please them, if you offend them, you will not get paid. So judges and courts, people that are supposed to be standing without fear or favor, giving real issues, are now at the mercy of the state governors to, work in their favor. Otherwise, they will not get what they ought to get. You see, so Buhari has just said now that will no longer happen. So the money, for instance, that Jigawa State, before the state money get to the state, Jigawa legislative and judiciary money has been sent to the judiciary and legislative arm. So what comes to the state governors is their money as the state governor, not from no longer coming from the governor, but coming from the federal governor, from the office of the Accountant General Revenue Fund of the nation. These things don't vex governors. I think this is a welcome development, my people. What do you think? I think this will give our judiciary. I tell you, Nigeria is changing gradually. If you dey pray, continue to dey pray, because God dey hear prayer. They tell you sincerely. It be like say things not they happen, but things they happen slow and steady. God is faithful. I want to tell you sincerely. It be like say nothing they happen, but trust me, things they happen. Governors won't call all conference now. They want old Buhari to ransom. Say why he order that kind matter. Why he give them freedom. Human being, they don't like when they release their slave. They like to hold people down. With this, the mouth of the judiciary will no longer be closed, and they can now have a free, fair, judgment as time goes on. Things are changing gradually. I want to say, for me, I think this is a welcome development. What do you think? Don't forget to like us, share, subscribe. Click on the notification button so you can get all our latest news. God bless you, and bye for now.